Trading Desk. We're here again this week with special guest Owen Deering of Mug Revolution. And Owen, you and I met again with we've been talking, this has been a constant topic here at the Trading Desk. We've talked about social networking with Julie Anderson, we've talked about Twitter, we've talked about Facebook, LinkedIn. You and I met via Twitter, via Julie
That's
Anderson,
right.
and you make a custom artistic product, is how I would term it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you ended up here in Bend? I mean, you and I have talked a lot about hockey. We've got that in common. I grew up in Detroit. You grew up in Ontario, and we kind of had similar haunts since they're basically the same neck of the woods there in Windsor. And so, tell us a little bit about how you got to Bend. And
Well, I traveled in Mexico about 25 years ago, and I met a gal down there. And some years later, moved to Ashland, Oregon, and got married to her. That's how I got to Oregon.
Gotcha.
I moved to Bend for a job in 1994 with the school district.
And what did you do for the school district?
I was hired initially to start a printing program.
Really?
To teach kids how to run printing presses.
So a vocational program for the high school students to learn how to operate presses. That's cool.
And as time
That's
went,
pretty high tech for a high school to be offering. I mean, printing presses are not traditionally laughing matter. They're difficult to learn. And
yes,
it's high tech, really.
Anymore, they're getting to be a touch screen, kind of just put in the paper, and it's so automated that some of the manual skills that used to be necessary aren't absolutely required anymore.
So you worked for the school district for how long?
12 years.
12 years. So up until 2006.
Yes.
If I'm doing my math.
Actually, it's 4 years ago, 2005, I guess. I got an offer with a local private printing company and went back into the private realm.
Okay.
At that time, my wife decided to go back to school to become an RN.
Okay.
And when she was in school, I realized that she didn't have any time to do anything except be in school, be in class, study groups, whatnot. And I felt kind of lonely for a while. I was feeling sorry for myself. And then I thought...
So you had to find an outlet for that energy?
Well, the thing that happened years before, I had this funny little website called owendearingpottery.com. And about 9-10 years ago, I got a call from someone in New York City, left a message, and said, we'd like to order 200 mugs.
Okay.
And I did some research on this company, and I found out that it was Oprah Winfrey's Oxygen Network.
No kidding.
And I found out that they were going to the Time Warner conference in LA area. Sure. They wanted these mugs in 2 weeks, and they wanted to know if I could do them. And at the time, my website, I made every kind of functional thing you can think of: teapots, dinner sets, platters, bowls, etc. And I didn't know anything about business. So
you turned your pottery, which was an art form, I would say, to you, and again, an outlet for your energy, a creative form, into a business at that point. I mean, again, you were doing it, but you were doing it still more for art.
Yes. And
as you said, then you blindly you had a website showcasing it, but you weren't really trying to market it. I mean, if
I had no idea how to do any of that marketing stuff. And I was
so we're going to break for a commercial here, and I want to come back to this and how you went from an artist to a business mechanism, and how you made that transition, and some of the things that you looked at to get to that point, because I think it's an interesting story, and it's one, again, that it's your passion that you're following, and I think that's what makes the most successful business people. When we come back to the Trading Desk, we'll wrap up with Owen and get some more ideas on how he started and has continued to grow his business.